Hey bosses, this is Johnny and happy August. So this is my monthly wrap up travel expenses and income report from both Kiev, Ukraine and Tbilisi, Georgia, where I am right now. So let's get started. All right, so first, before we dive into this report, I want to say I had such a good time in Kiev, and I'm glad I went because I actually almost didn't go because I wanted to spend my kind of summer in a different part of Ukraine. This is actually my third time going to Ukraine, and I was based in Kharkiv, which is way east, closer to the Russian border, so I can learn Russian. So, привет, здравствуйте, мой русский друг. So Russian's still not that good yet, but I'm practicing. And Kiev was actually really fun. I'm really glad I went there. And also I had some friends from Kharkiv, like Anastasia, come visit me in Kiev. So it made it really nice. There was also a ton of digital nomads who happened to be in Kiev at the time. So big shout out to everyone there, including Valerie, who organized a bunch of, co-working meetups and dinners and kind of just going out. So we had a really great time. If you want to know more about my time in Kiev, you can watch my videos on my channel about kind of daily life in Kiev as a digital nomad, but also my older videos about traveling and kind of more things to see. But what's crazy is I thought, and everyone thinks, Kiev, Ukraine is super cheap, and it is. But I got to Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, and I realized, wow, things are even cheaper here. So the reason why I actually came to Tbilisi was because my 3-month visa in Ukraine is up, and there's no way to extend it easily. So I can either risk overstaying and paying a fine and dealing with that, or I can say, you know what, let me check out this other country that I've heard nothing but good things about, that has good food and friendly people and great wine, and a 1-year visa on arrival. So I was like, okay, let's go check it out. Hopefully I'll like it, even though I'll miss Ukraine. And here I am at the airport, kind of dealing with a bunch of luggage issues with the Ukrainian Air International. If you ever fly them, you have to be super careful not to even be a little tiny bit over. Like, even if your bag fits in the box, even if it like hangs out by like half an inch, they'll try to get you to pay $40 or $80. So be super careful with that. Luckily, I had a few things that I was willing to get rid of, like my winter coat and a couple shirts. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? It's just a tiny bit. Just let me go. And I think it's two things. From what I've heard, as a culture, Ukrainians would take advantage of the free kind of baggage policy and bring way too much stuff if they weren't strict. On the other hand, Ukrainian Airlines is kind of just a dick, and they just want to charge you a lot of money if they can. So it's on both sides. Luckily, I was able to just say, after kind of going back and forth a bunch of stuff, took a couple things out, put the headphones on my neck, put on the jacket, put the bottles of water in my pocket, and I was just like, okay, niet bolshoi davai, which means it's not big anymore. Like, let's just go. And they let me on. The flight was fine. Direct flight from Kiev to Tbilisi, less than $100. And to compare Kiev and Tbilisi, I was like really trying to find an analogy because they're both really great places. And I think the best analogy I can find is Kiev, or Ukraine, is kind of like, if it was a car, it'd be a 2014 Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Looks amazing, looks beautiful, looks elegant, classy, really tries to be that classy, elegantness. But it's actually really cheap. You can buy one of these right now for $21,000. This exact car. It looks amazing. Everyone's going to think, wow, you have such a beautiful car. It's a Mercedes. It's only $21,000. Wow. Like, nobody will know that. The problem with that is things kind of break. And when they break, they're really expensive to fix, and nobody's going to fix it. So you're kind of just going to let it be and maybe, I don't know, duct tape it around, or just kind of leave it broken. And it's only going to get worse unless you completely redo it. Georgia and Tbilisi, on the other hand, is kind of like the Hyundai Genesis of countries. The Genesis is a car that most people haven't heard of. The people who have heard of it probably love it and think it's a great value and a great kind of overall place, but most people have never heard of it, or if they have, they hear the Hyundai brand and they think about the 90s when Hyundais were a piece of crap. I mean, they were literally just not worth the metal they were built on. They would break, they'd fall apart, they were ugly. They were just it was just really bad, like really terribly made. But in the last 10 years, both Georgia as a country and the Hyundai brand, especially the Genesis, it really come like together, and not just to be okay now, but to become an amazing, great place. A Hyundai Genesis is an amazing car. It's a great value. It's so cheap for what it is. You can get one of these at 2016 that's only 3 years old for about the same price, about $21,000 or so. Low mileage, but beautiful, great, just amazing. Just nobody ever really heard of it. It doesn't have that brand cachet like Germany or a German car or Italian, Italy or France or whatever it is. But the people that know really know. So I hope you auto heads out there enjoyed this analogy. If you have a better one, let me know in the comments. Or just for fun, if you have an analogy of your country that you live in or your favorite place or just somewhere you can think of, leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear that, especially car ones. But what's surprising is Tbilisi is actually cheaper than Ukraine. Most things. There's a few random things that are cheaper in Ukraine, like McDonald's. I think it's because Ukrainians love McDonald's. So it's a scale thing. They also produce milk and wheat there, and they have cows. So basically everything that goes into a burger. Cigarettes are cheaper because they don't have any health taxes. And I guess, a couple little random things like stuff you can buy in a shop, like maybe a bottle of beer in a shop or something. That would be a bit cheaper. Even though the salary, as low as it is in Kiev, which is about $500 a month, is almost double the salary here in Georgia, which is $270 a month, even in the capital of Tbilisi. It is crazy. The first thing that you'll notice, the number one kind of biggest expense, is your housing. And if you watch my last video called Best Airbnb Ever, which I'm in literally right now, this is not a hotel lobby with that chandelier. This is my Airbnb. And this was $415 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in the city center. And I love this place. This value is amazing. If you haven't watched that video, definitely watch it. But what's so funny is how terrible the apartments in Ukraine are for the same or double the price. Actually, in Kiev, you can't even find a place that's $400 a month in the city center, especially on Airbnb. Yeah, maybe you can find one out of the center if you do a year contract or something. But yeah, for sure you can. But as a tourist or as a digital nomad or an expat, and you want a month-to-month contract, you cannot find something in the city center for less than about $600 a month. And even then, it's going to be a piece of crap. You're not going to have a flat screen TV. You're going to have some old grandma TV, old furnishings, small place. And that was what I lived in for about $600 or $700 a month in Kiev. Here, for less money, for almost half the money, I get twice the space, get a big 50-inch flat screen TV, nice couches, huge kitchen, really nice place. So it is crazy. Everything. I mean, the prices are insane. Here's a list of kind of everything that is higher or lower, and you can see the prices in Kiev are 30 to 70% higher. And I want you to remember, we are comparing the two cheapest countries in Europe, if not the world. Tbilisi, Georgia is actually cheaper in many ways than Chiang Mai, Thailand, or any other really cheap place you can think of. Yes, in Chiang Mai, you can get a studio apartment for $200 a month, maybe $300 a month now. But it's going to be a room. You're probably not going to have a kitchen. You're probably not going to have a flat screen TV. You're probably not going to have a couch. It's literally just being in an old hotel room, small windows, kind of just, it's not that comfortable. And I did it for years. I loved it. I wrote about it in my book, 12 Weeks in Thailand, How to Live Under $600 a Month. It's possible. So if you're in that stage where you just want to travel, you want to get out, you don't really care about comfort, do it. But if you're at a stage where you're like, okay, you know what? I want to take this nomading seriously. I want to have more of a comfortable, normal life. I want to be able to have a couch and watch Netflix and be able to just, have some room to kind of relax, big windows. Then Tbilisi is the place to be, because for $400 a month, you can get a really nice place in the city center, so you can walk everywhere. You have all the benefits of being close to everything, yet you can have space. You can have a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, or just a really nice 1-bedroom. Restaurants here are actually cheaper as well, surprisingly, because restaurants, I loved how cheap the restaurants were in Ukraine. If you watch any of my Ukraine videos, you'll see how happy I am going to a restaurant and spending $5 or $10, having a steak or having ribs, or having, like a really nice meals, great service. Here, even better, even cheaper. It's surprisingly good. And if you like bread, this is the country to be, because you can get freshly baked bread every other block at these little mom and pop bakeries for 30 cents. And they're delicious, especially when they're warm, and they're warm like 5 times a day. If you like those kind of pastry things that look like Chinese xiaolongbao, which is like little steamed dumplings, but these are 5 times bigger, like as big as your fist. These are 30 cents at a restaurant. And most of you can probably eat 5 of them. I can eat 10, but I'm bulking up. But even then, it's only $3 at a restaurant. They're delicious. If you want to be able to get full off of those Chinese kind of xiaolongbao things, it's going to cost you like $20 in the US or Taiwan or Singapore, wherever you go. So it is really cheap here. I would love for all of you to come check it out. Check out the blog. Go through this list. You can see how much things are. The only things that are more expensive here, and kind of unusually expensive for no reason, gyms. Even the cheapest gyms are $30, $35, $40 a month. And my gym, I'm paying a little bit too much. It's $90 a month, but it's super nice. It's literally called World Class. And the reason why I joined the gym is it's the closest gym within walking distance. And for me, that is worth so much. I don't want to walk. I don't want to have to take a taxi or walk half an hour to the gym. I want to be able to walk within 10, 15 minutes. Second, this gym has a cafe kind of lounge with panoramic views of the city. So that's my co-working space. So instead of spending $100 or $150, $200 on a co-working space and a gym membership, that is my co-working space. I bring my laptop there, get a cup of coffee, I have power outlets, I have Wi-Fi, I have a comfortable chair, it's safe. I can leave my laptop there in the locker or in the gym. I can work out, I can, do some more work. It actually kind of fits both things, so it's perfect. I found the gym on an app called TrainAway. I'm sure you have seen it or heard me talk about it, but it's basically an app where you can find any gym in your local area. I'll open it up so you guys can see how it looks and how it works. But basically, open it up and it'll have a map of where you are and what gyms are around you. And Tbilisi is not that popular of a city yet, so this is kind of the one gym here. But when I went to Vilnius or Lithuania, it was super easy to find gyms. In Lisbon, there's like a ton of gyms. All right, so let me show you Lisbon, for example. So I'm going to search for Lisbon, and you're going to see the ones that are in blue are gyms that have day passes, and the ones in gray are gyms without day passes right now. They'll probably add on more later, but as you can see, there's a ton of them. So all you do is you click one that you want to go to. You can see the price. You can read reviews. You open it up, and you can literally just click on buy day pass, and then within that same day, you just show up and you just show them the phone with the day pass. They let you in. I've done it in Lisbon. I've done it in Lithuania last month. It's a great app, so I highly recommend it. When you sign up, if you want to use Johnny FD as a referral code, you're welcome to, and you get 20 something% off your first visit. So check them out. But for whatever reason, Tbilisi Gyms are expensive. Swimming pools here are expensive as well. I just wanted to go swimming this weekend, and normally you would pay $3, maybe $5 to go to a pool. Even in Ukraine, it'd be the same price, or you can go to a beach club for the same price. Here, it's insane. It's like $25 to go to a pool for whatever weird reason. So a couple random things are more expensive here. SIM cards and data plans are more expensive here, mainly because it's either really expensive for a little bit of a few gigs, or you have to buy 25 gigs for $15. So I've done that, and it's I guess it's still only $15 compared to the US. It's so cheap, so I shouldn't complain. It's just much more than Ukraine, where for $4 you can get 10 gigs, which is normally enough for me. So take a look at the prices and the breakdowns. Ask me any questions. But overall, I spent way less money this month than I normally do when I travel, and it was a bit complicated because I spent half the month in Kiev and half the month in Tbilisi, but a lot of things like my Airbnb I paid for a month. So I put both prices there so you can see a good comparison. But when I did my actual expenses breakdown, how much I spent, then I calculated what I actually spent for this month by averaging it out. But basically, I don't even know why we're comparing prices with Kiev and Ukraine and Tbilisi and Ukraine, because they're both cheap. Compare it to where you live back home or where you are currently, and you'll see, wow, both places are a great deal, but for whatever reason, Tbilisi is an incredible deal. My gym is so nice, and it has a sauna in it, has world-class equipment, has yoga, all this stuff. But they also have the best massages I've had probably anywhere. And as you know, I lived in Thailand, and I'm so used to getting massages at least once a week. I like getting massages like every 3 days if I can. And Thai massages are so cheap, so I got so used to it. Unfortunately, they're expensive in other places. But here, even at my gym, where it's like a really nice spa, it's only $20. So I've been getting a couple of massages, and it's just a nice part of life. Like, these are things that are luxuries back home that you can't really afford unless you're making $200,000 a year. But here in Tbilisi, you can do this for $1,000 a month. And here's some photos of the place. You're gonna love it. It's crazy. Here's my office of the day. This is where I work, and then right behind me is the gym. It's a great gym. Here is how to use the TrainAway app if you guys want to check it out. They're not available in every city yet, but just download it, because when you travel, you can use it. And this month was an amazing month for income-wise for 2 reasons. One is the actual things I've been working on. 3 reasons. I've been working on things, made money. I have a lot of things that I did in the months before that finally paid out, and my investment income, because it's a quarter, I got a lot of investment income. So for just investment income, $2,500. I wish I can get that every month. Normally it ranges between $1,500 to $2,000, but this was a great month. I love having my money make me money, and this is why I'm such a big fan of investing, and why I host the Invest Like a Boss podcast, and why we're having the Invest Like a Boss Summit in Vegas. So you haven't signed up for it yet, go to investlikeaboss.com, click on Summit, and you can check it out there. But I also have money coming in from my books, from my courses, and from my dropshipping stores. So one of my stores did $15,398 in sales this month, and I'm so happy. With everything combined, this was one of my best months I've had in a long time. $10,145 in net profit for the month. That's more than double what I made last month, and my expenses are super low. So I'm so happy. So you can check out the blog johnnyft.com for some screenshots on some of the sources. You can watch my 14 streams of income video if you want to know what all the sources are. But overall, really, really great month. And I hope all of you had a great month as well. Feel free to ask me any questions, read the blog for more details, and hopefully I'll see you somewhere in the world, maybe here in Georgia. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.